Okay, let's talk about congruent versus similar figures. So let's title this congruent versus similar. This is 5C. And to be congruent, objects must have the same shape. The shape is formed by their angles. So this means they have to have the same angle measure. And then they also have to have the same size. Their size is determined by those side lengths, so they have to have the same side lengths. For objects to be similar, they only have to have the same shape. Their size doesn't matter, so we're really only looking at those angle measures. If we look at congruency, there are three types of congruency that we want to look at. Let's look at these triangles here. These two triangles are congruent because they have three sides that match up. This side and this side are congruent, these two sides are congruent, and these two sides are congruent. I can tell that by those tick marks. So they fall under the side, side, side postulate. These two triangles here are congruent because the first side congruent, this angle is congruent, and then this last side here is congruent. So they fall under the side, angle, side postulate. Now what that means is they have to go in order. So side, the angle in between, and then the next side has to be congruent. There can't be a space of something in between. They all have to be connected. The last one we're going to look at here is angle, side, angle. Same thing as this one. They all have to be connected. So we start with one angle, then the connecting side, and then another angle. So this falls under ASA, which is angle, side, angle. Make sure you have all of these written down and include these drawings. I'll erase this here so you guys can get those pictures better. Here are two examples. So we've got these two triangles. I should say example one. Okay, we've got these two triangles. Let's tell if they're congruent or not. This side matches this side. This angle matches this angle. So we have side, angle, and then this angle, or excuse me, this side matches this side. We can tell this by all the tick marks match up. These three things are connected, so it falls under side, angle, side. These two triangles, this side and this side are equal. These two sides are equal with these two sides. So we have two isosceles triangles here that match up under side, side, side. So these two are congruent. These two, angle, angle. These two angles match up. These two sides match up. These two angles match up. So we have angle, side, angle. Congruent triangles because of angle, side, angle. Let's look at this one. We have this side and this side, this side and this side, this angle and this angle. Although they have three things in common, they are not in a row. There's this missing angle here. We don't know if this is congruent to this. So side, side, angle does not show congruency. We could also say that another way. Angle, side, side. This does not show congruency. The only three that show congruency, side, 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 angle, side, angle, side, angle. If we move on to similar figures, there's only one thing we need to know about similar figures. As soon as they have two angles that match up, two angles that are congruent, so that means two angles that have the same measure, they fall under the angle-angle postulate. So these two triangles here are similar because they have this angle B and G are congruent, and then angle F and angle A are congruent. Okay, these two examples need to be included in your notes. Here's the first one. We want to determine whether these triangles are similar, and if so, let's write that similarity statement. So if we look, angle A and angle E have the same measure. These two right here, they both say 62 degrees. But angle C and F don't. So we have to figure out what's G or B. Let's look at this triangle here. If I take 62 and 48 both away from 180, I get 70 degrees for this angle. So since G measures 70 degrees and we need two angles to show similarity, we've got them. So triangle ABC is congruent to triangle EFG. Notice the F and B are aligned, the G and C are aligned, and the A and E are aligned in this statement. Very important that the congruent angles match up. Make sure that's included. The last example we're going to do, let's check if these two are similar. We know that angle L is congruent to angle H. They both say it, 110 degrees. Now, I have no clue if J and M are congruent, but I can tell that K is congruent because of our vertical angles. This angle and this angle match up. We know they're vertical angles. So therefore we can say triangle HJK is similar to, not congruent, is similar to triangle, now we need to check what matches with H, triangle LMK. So J and M match up, H and L match up, and K right here describes these angles. Make sure you've got all that down. So your notes this time should include 2 vocabulary words, congruent and similar. Include the 3 types of congruency, 1 type of similarity, and those 2 practice problems we did at the end. Bring that to class tomorrow. See you guys later.